think I'm supposed to be on today. Don't mind. Oh my god. All right. I try to set up. Something in the background so that it looks somewhat. But then now you can see like my sister's clothes and stuff in the back. Weird, but oh well. Uh, yeah. So I am just waiting to see if anybody's gonna get on at all, and then we will we'll start. And yeah, I am just checking something. How's everybody doing? Is everybody doing all right? Is everybody doing good? Supposedly I'm live, so that's good. Hello, Rhoda. Rhoda? Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. No disrespect intended. But yeah, so I'm just gonna wait just a little bit more. Hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's happy, healthy out there. As happy as you can be in these trying times. Hello, Sandy, Marissa, Rowena, Carol, Audra, Angel, Mavis, Sandy from Pendleton, Oregon. Have I ever been to Pendleton, Oregon? I don't know if I have been to Pendleton, Oregon. I don't think. Um, all these, yeah. I won't say anything. Sandy. Hello, Marty Yellow Bear. What up, Marty? Hello. I'm saying hello to everybody. We're gonna get started. None taking. Oh no, none taken. Che. Hello, Danelle, Gutierrez, Digging Bear, Boris, Ruby. What's up, everybody? Laura, what up? Laura Purdy. Oh, that's a Purdy name. You probably get that all the time, right? Hello, everybody. Okay, we got people on here. Okay, let's start. Let's do this. Hello, Wahe Panita and Anisa, what's not get Kasey Nicholson, Hasina, no one ni or Ninana Ani, and a bunch of other tribes. We won't go too much into it. Thank you for participating in the Native Wellness Institute Power Hour. I am your presenter, Kasey Nicholson. That's my white dude name. My Ani name, my native name, my indigenous name, my first people's name, the name that came from my grandmother, from the creator, from that's been passed on, that has rich and deep meaning to who I am and where I come from, is White Bear Wasnokek, which means white bear in my language, and Ani. I come from the Ani people in Fort Ballot Reservation, and from the Blackfeet people in Browning, Montana, or the Browning Res area. I'm also part of Arapaho, Crow, Cree, Alaska Native, and there's another part in there. I'm part white somewhere in there on I think my dad's side, and maybe my mom's side. Who knows? I mean, years back, they done did something with somebody, and they might have floated around, did a little something, and well, you got a bit of bunch of mixing, and all that mixing mix this, all of this, So that's who I am. That's where I'm at. I'm currently in Fort Belknap, Montana, and I'm doing my thing here. Hey, I had a mic and I forgot to hook up my mic. But if you guys can hear me fine, good. I might shout, it might get distorted a little bit, but if we don't need a mic, we're not going to use a mic. I'm always forgetting to hook up my mic. Anyways, Fort Belknap, Montana, and it's trying times, right? It's some crazy times right now. Yeah, the vaccine's out. The vaccines are kind of out. People are still passing away from this crazy pandemic issues, whether it be COVID related or just general health related. Job stuff. There's just a lot of stressors going on in life right now, and it's crazy. It's just I was actually give you a little story, some more stories here. I was actually good afternoon, Jeanette Stiffarm and Misty and Mar and Laureen. I already said hello to everybody, but hello again. Just trying to say hi to people that are coming in. But I was in Kamloops, British Columbia, And during the time, because when you go up to Canada, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. That's the law. That's the, not the law, but that's their, I don't know, mandate. I don't know what it's called, but you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And this is like my third or second or third quarantine that I'm going through, because I'm going up, coming down, going up, coming down. And went up there, and during the first week, I think right before my first week, I hear that my stepfather ended up getting COVID, and he went to the hospital. And he went to Great Falls, and he went to, all over, trying to get figured out. Came home, they sent him home. He was good. He was good. And then he was battling through it. Then all of a sudden it must have got worse. They was, sent him back to another hospital. And, every day checking on him. He's doing fine. He's doing good. And then somebody tried to call, or someone was trying to get a hold of my mom. And I don't know exactly what was going on. I ended up getting a text from my wife, who texted her to somebody text me and said, we need to get a hold of Kasey. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? And have you heard from your mom? And, that is unlikely to hear that. You don't want to hear that. You don't like, what? You guys didn't hear from my mom? What's going on? Because she was getting checked up on. I think she was diagnosed with COVID too as well, but she was running through the symptoms really well. She didn't really show any big things, maybe a little temperature, but nothing too major. And so I was like, not too worried about my mom. But once I got that where's my mom? I didn't panic, but I was like, right away, you just know something's is going down. And so I texted somebody just across the street, because the res, you got everybody's numbers all over the place, and that person came over and checked on my mom, and he said something, but then reverted back to trying to make sure that I stayed calm. And so I was just like, oh, okay. And yeah, bro, she's there. She's right there. She's sitting up. She's watching TV. And anyways, somebody, ended up going in there and, trying to figure out what was going on. She was loopy. Her oxygen was really, really low. And she wasn't really coherent. She wasn't all there because the oxygen was really low. And so I'm on the phone left and right with different people, hey, get this, go that. Hey, mom, my mom finally picked up, and it was like the last ring before it went to voicemail. And I was like, mom, she seriously sounded like gone, like drunk, or, just slur speech and really slow and not understanding everything that I was saying. But she was I think she understood it, but the mind wasn't able to say what she wanted to say effectively because of the lack of oxygen. And so I'm sitting there, and hello, Janine. Hello, Kiowa. But yes, so my mom's there doing her thing, doing like her thing in terms of like figuring out what's going on. I was talking to her, and I said, Mom, how are you doing? She said, oh, I'm doing fine, but still really slurred speech. I said, can I have someone come over? And they're gonna come over, and she's like, yeah, okay, like sure, I'll let them in. So they let them in, let those people in. And then they end up calling the ambulance, and they end up taking her to hospital because her oxygen was so low. And she didn't really have a fever. Her oxygen was low, but other than that, she was fine. So I called the ER and said, hey, how's it going? How's my mom doing? All this time, I'm in Canada, right? And she's battling with COVID and stuff. And they're like, okay, we're going to send her out to, another bigger hospital. And I was like, oh, okay. So sent her, they took care of her, they did whatever they needed to do to her. Everything was stable. I called her the next day. I said, how you doing? She sounded like 100% better. And this whole time I'm in quarantine in Canada. So as I'm in quarantine in Canada, she's in a hospital, her husband's in a hospital, and I don't know what to do. And so as that's going on, I'm like, well, I can't go down there anyways. They can't you can't see her. You're not able to go see her anyways. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick out this next 7 days of my quarantine, and I'll wait it out. So I waited it out. She got out of the hospital, but during that whole time, her husband was getting sicker and sick, and ended up, passing. And so she was all of a sudden like in the hospital with herself while her husband's passing. All these crazy things, and I'm again in Canada, not knowing what's going on, and I'm not panicking. I don't think I'm panicking, and then I was like, well, I'm going to wait a week, Mom, because I don't want to go down there and be exposed or anything like that too. So Just let me know when you're in a clear, you're testing negative or whatever. We're, make sure that you're not contagious, so I can come down and help you. And so then I finally came down, and then I've been here since. I don't know, it's about 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. I don't know, something like that. And it is crazy how much emotions you are going through, and you don't know that you're going through them until your body tells you, hey, you need to figure something out because something's not right. So when our director, Jillian Joseph, asked me this week, what would you like to talk about? And I was thinking about, like, I want to be able to present something to the people that are going to be watching this, to kind of get an insight or a light into what I might be going through, and what I'm trying to work through. So I think 2014, 2013, I think I went through some anxiety stuff. And I really worked my butt off. I went meditation, I was reading, I was doing emotional freedom tapping, I was journaling, I was praying, I was doing everything to get rid of this anxiety. And I was good. There would be little bouts of it throughout here and there, nothing big, nothing major, but just kind of like, okay, I need to go release, and I go work out, I need to go run, I go to lift. I would manage it perfectly fine. It'd be fine. It'd be cool. I'm good. Woo, Then during this whole time, I'm a worry. My mom tells me I shouldn't have worried with you while you're in my tummy because I worry. And it's something that is awesome because I really do have a caring heart for a lot of people. But at the same time, I internalize what I'm going through and don't verbalize or let it go unless I'm praying. But I always put it like on a facade, like I'm okay. And I am okay. I really believe that I'm okay, but I'm not as efficient, or I'm not firing on all cylinders as I should, because I'm holding on to worry, and I'm holding on to whatever, maybe past, because you can't control the past, but I sometimes will hold on or draw back to the past and define self by doing that, and realizing, going through these years of it, I'm slowly working on who I need to be as a human being. Now, this is a little light of, I am not perfect. I am a person that's going through things along with everybody else. But what the beautiful thing about working with Native Wellness Institute, things working with myself, and the tools that I bring, and they bring me, and I bring them, and bring everyone else, and everyone else bring it to me, is I try to utilize what is being given, or what is being shared, or what is those kind of things. And so I'm in a part where I feel like I'm getting into that mode of being like anxious again, or having anxiety, or having intense anxiety bouts, I guess you would say. And yeah, it could be, it could be an array of things. It could be a lack of vitamin D. It could be a lack of social interaction. It could be a lack of all the feel-good hormones, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, all those things. It could be a lack of those. Or it could just be the fact that I need to let go. Okay? I need to let go of whatever I'm holding on to, and not let those moments define who I am in today's moment, in the present moment. Not making somebody else's trauma my trauma, but being there, being compassionate, being loving and understanding, and being there for them, but not making it mine. And me, I don't know if you want to blame it on Libra. I don't know if you want to blame it on me being an only child growing up with my mom. I don't know what do you want to base it off of? But I still have this innate ability to start like kind of balancing and trying to help people. I don't know. I just don't know. And it's crazy. Anyway, so going through all that trauma and all this stuff, and trying to because I know all the things. I know all the tools and resources that I'm supposed to do. But I have this stubborn ability to not talk, to internalize and not talk to somebody. Go to my spiritual advisor, go to so-and-so and talk to them, go talk to my mom, talk to my wife, talk to my uncles, aunties. It doesn't matter. I just don't go out there and just say, hey, you know what, man? Have you ever, Ooh, have you ever, man, have you ever had anxiety before that where like it's taken, feels like it's taking over you? You're like, I don't go do that. I just assume like I don't want to burden anybody with the things that I go through. And I know that's not right. I know that. I know that. And I'm talking to people. I'm doing my thing. But that's my first initial reaction is to not talk to somebody about the things that I'm going through. Now, is it me wanting something from them? No. It's me wanting to let go, but not burdening them by sitting down saying these are my issues. Now, now I'm on the future part of it. Not only am I in the past and not only in the future, but I am not in the moment, in the present moment. So, and the reason a lot of that stuff happens is because there's just this overflood of emotions and this overflow of not chaos, but overflow of just just electricity, just like wow, like what my mom and her husband went through, what everybody's going through, what our people are going through on the res. And like I said, I got a big heart, so I'm just like affected by it, then you got the whole COVID, you got to wear a mask. You're afraid of, well, what if you catch it? Then you hear people catching it, and then you're just like, oh my God, what if we bring it to me? I mean, it's just freaking. Blah, 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 blah. We don't realize how lucky or privileged or blessed we were before this whole pandemic. And it makes you realize how many things we took for granted. Powwows, the social interaction, the healing music of drumming and dancing, you yourself either singing or dancing or just witnessing it, the bells, the vibrations, like zzz, boo, 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 just you're not even really focusing it, but it's affecting you. It's affecting you positively, and even all this stuff, this chaos going on in the world today, from the political stuff to the pandemic stuff, to the deaths, to the traumas, to everything. Even though you don't think we're paying attention to it, again, that's energy, and it's still vibing us in some odd way if we're allowing that. And I obviously started allowing it. So this is going to be something that I want you guys to. I know a lot of you guys understand it, but I want you guys. If some of you guys don't, I want you guys to look more into it. I don't know, obviously journaling, reading, watching self-help videos, emotional freedom tapping, all these things, But through all these things, what I realize, even when I talk, I feel like I'm not breathing efficiently. That makes sense? And how much breath really, really is something as a human race that we don't do enough of. And it sucks that we have to focus on breathing, because when we don't focus on breathing, we go back to the low, shallow breaths. We just breathe in the chest and we don't breathe from our diaphragm. And so I've been breathing. I've been doing a lot of breathing techniques. And there's some where I'm just kind of like easing into it because I believe in it. I just don't know if I want to go that extreme into it. You know what I mean? But I think just breathing generally, and there's several different methods. There's so many different methods in terms of breathing. I mean, and I know a lot of you know, but breathing. There's a 4. In 4, out 4. Okay, focusing on breath, feeling the breath in, feeling the breath out, feeling the breath in, feeling the breath out, feeling the breath in. Okay, my mind is easing up, even just talking about breathing. As I was talking about all the traumatic things, my mind is just like buzz, buzzing, buzzing, like buzz, 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 buzz. Even when I lay in bed, sometimes it just buzz, 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 buzz. And what happens when your head's buzz, buzz, buzzing? You put on your freaking phone and you start scrolling, and now your mind's totally not shut off. You got the blue light coming at you. You got all these scrollings, and you got all these ads and all these things going on. Your mind's not shutting off, and then, oh no, someone else died from COVID. Oh no, so and so's political stance. So and so, blah blah blah. All these things. Blah, 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 blah. And but when you sit back and you just breathe and focus on breath, your mind is just focusing on the breath, not anything else. And I've done a couple things where it's helped and it relaxes me. And then there's this point where, that anxiety or the stress or something will come creeping back in, and you're just like, oh, here we go again, whether it be a tight neck, tight traps, tight back, whatever it may be. That's right. I think that's where I carry all my stresses, and right in the back. Here's an example. Okay. I was breathing. I was doing a deep breathing exercise, and I think it was from I can't remember. This is something for you guys to write down, and maybe you guys already heard about it. But his name was Niraj Naik, I think his name, from Soma Breathing. So look up Soma Breathing on YouTube. This is something I use. I found him, and I was listening to an interview he had. Then I ended up looking more into his website, who he was, what he was about, what his concept was, what his methodology was, all these things. I started doing my research. And I said, oh, that seems pretty legit. Let me, there's nothing wrong with deep breathing, but I just wanted to see kind of where he was coming from, his stance, his angles and stuff. So I remember I was doing his 2-4, I think it was, like in for 2, out for 4, in for 2, out for 4. And I was following his guided thing, 1, 2, out for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, in for 2, 1, 2, out for 4. So essentially, you're getting rid of carbon dioxide and you're filling your body with oxygen. And so I'm laying there and I'm doing this breathing, and I don't know exactly what to expect, right? And I kid you not, because of the tension I was holding, my neck, the middle of my back, my traps, as I was breathing, I was sitting there and I was laying there. And as I was breathing in for 2, out for 4, in for 2, out for 4, for I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, I was doing it, I don't know. I started feeling like tingly, almost tingly right in my tight muscles. Like it was like almost like a cooling sensation, actually. And I was just like not trying to like panic about it or have an anxiety thing about it, but just kind of letting it be what it was. And it was crazy. I was like, why is it so focused right there? You know what I mean? Like I didn't have the intentions to send my breath there. I was just breathing, just to breathe, to test it out, to see how his method of the 4-2 thing. I don't even know exactly if that's exactly what it is, but I think that's what it is. In for 2, out for 4, in for 2, out for 4, and then you hold your breath, and then you hold your breath for as long as you can. I think until you feel like you need to breathe, and you go, and you go back to holding your breath. Anyways, and then there's some scientific method, like scientific stuff from holding your breath and what it does to your mitochondria. And just it gets deeper than just breathing. I mean, it essentially it's breathing, but it's deeper into like your cells. So when you breathe, it's just not for your anxiety or your depression or your worry or your stress. It really goes down into a cellular level, because sometimes your cells are deprived of oxygen because you're breathing so shallow. Your cells need the energy or that healing stimulus of pure from oxygen to fire or to do something. Anyways, you can look it up. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to really go too far into that, but look it up. Okay, Soma Breathing, you can look up on his internet or YouTube. But yeah, so I'm sitting there and I'm breathing. And I'm doing this for like a minute, 2 minutes, I can't remember, because you just get lost in breathing. And then you start feeling that tingling. I felt that tingling sensation in my muscles, and I was like, okay. And then I let go, and my mind was shut off for a bit, as long as I could. And I was okay with that moment, But it also told me, if my mind didn't shut off for longer than it had to, there's a lot of work that I still need to do. There's a lot of breathing work that I still need to do. There's a lot of breathing where I needed to go into meditation and just be there and focus on breath and breathing. Because breathing, I know water is life. Everybody says it. Water is life. But breathing is life as well. Like, I know we're all supposed to drink our water, protect Mother Earth, and all these other things. But then I also think about, what about ourselves? Breathing, oxygen, breathing in deeper than we than we normally do. Like sometimes when you get frustrated, you're like, right? Okay, my mom always did that. Like, really, Kasey? Like she was probably getting stressed out. And her body needed a big hit of some oxygen, so she went, really, Kasey? Oh my God. Oh, hey, there's another guy. His name's Wim Hof. I also looked up as well, and I don't know if you guys know him. He's the Iceman. He has several records. Anyways, I ended up looking up him as well into this whole breathing thing, and I'm gonna get to our people here eventually, but I got into Wim Hof, Wimhof, I think, and I started researching, not researching, but looking into his breathing technique, and he does something different where some people say it's more of a firing mechanism, while the other person's more of a cooling mechanism. One fires up your energy. I don't know. The other one calms your vagus nerve. But both are really supposedly really really well and work really really good for self because you are breathing in oxygen and letting out more carbon dioxide and essentially becoming more, what's that word I'm looking for? You know, alkaline. Your body's becoming more alkaline. It's becoming more less stress and more alkaline in your body. Like it's becoming more pure. I don't know. I just say. And anyways, so I'm just like, oh, okay. So then I did his breathing, and he has like a app. He has several videos on YouTube as well. And so I tried his breathing, and the first time I seen it is actually on YouTube, and it takes you through this 3-cycle breathing technique. And so same thing. I was researching breathing. I was researching stuff so that I can learn how to let go of whatever's holding on, whatever I'm choosing to hold on to. And when I clear my mind, then I'm able to focus and write down things like, okay, wow, I didn't know that came up. Holy cow! So, and I'll tell you another story. Or while I'm on Wim Hof, anyways, we're there, did the thing. So what does he do? He goes, he does that for like 30 times. You into your belly, into your chest, and then out, like almost like the circular pattern. See, even right now, I'm kind of almost lightheaded because I was breathing. I'm feeling lightheaded. It's okay. I'm not gonna pass out, but I just feel even doing that, right? So as I'm there, I am feeling the tingly sensations of in my body, my limbs, my fingers, and it's all okay. He kind of guides you through his stuff, and I'm just like almost wanting like, okay, is this right? Is this not right? Like, what's going on? Like, and I'm breathing. I'm like, okay, that feels tingly. I feel, oh, what? You said it's okay, it's normal, okay, it's okay, it's normal. And I'm breathing through it, and I'm breathing, and I'm breathing. And as you get down to your last 30, you let everything out. Your last 30th breath, like, that's 30. You let it all out, and then you hold your breath. And that particular exercise, he does it for 30 seconds. And the next one is a minute, and then the next one after that is a minute and 30. While you do whatever you can do in terms of holding your breath. Again, this is just something that I was venturing into, looking into. And I'm sitting there, I'm breathing, and I'm holding my breath. And I think at the first time I ever did it, your body wants to breathe. Like it really wants to breathe. Like it's like, give me oxygen, hurry up. And that's almost like a panic state, right? That's almost like something that, like you're not letting go of something. In my mind, that's how I'm viewing it, right? That's how I'm viewing. My body's not able to relax, and it wants to panic right away because it's not getting oxygen. And so you want to take oxygen, you want to breathe. And he says it. He says it's like your body's gonna feel like it wants to breathe, but try to just work through it. But if you absolutely feel like you need to breathe, totally breathe. Like, don't push your limits. You have to take your time with it. And so I'm there, and it's only 15, 20 seconds, and just like, and then you take a deep breath in, and then you hold it, and then you kind of almost like push it, like like almost like you're bearing down, but you're kind of sending the oxygen to your brain or whatever. Like you're doing that for like 15 seconds, and then you exhale. Gives you like maybe 15, 10 seconds, and you start another round. You do it again, right? And again, same tingly sensations and all these things. And then you hold your breath 30 seconds, a minute, whatever you can do. And then once you have to take a breath, you take a breath in. And then you hold your breath again, you push. And then you exhale, okay? So again, that was something I looked into as well. And I just felt like just like it was like almost getting, he calls it, you get high off your own supply kind of thing. And so I'm just like just like, just just feeling whatever's going on. Now, what I haven't done yet is what I want to do is when I get to that kind of chill feeling, I want to go like right into a meditation. Like I just want to go like I just want to go right into it, whether I be looking at a dancing flame or listening to the wind or just listening to my breath or listening to my heart rate and not think about nothing, not think about anything. And the way I found out myself to get into that space of not thinking about nothing is by breathing, by either methodical breathing, by breathing deeply, by focusing on my breathing, whatever it may be. Is like we don't do that enough. We focus on so much out of this, all the world here, and we don't focus on just our breath, our life, that what we have to offer ourselves, and as to breathe deeply, to get rid of all this carbon dioxide or the CO2 stuff, like get it out, you know, and inhale pure oxygen, or just inhale oxygen. That's so good for the soul, so good for the body. And we don't do enough of that, in addition to drinking water, eating right, and all those things. But if we focus on breath and breathing and letting go, oh my God, I feel like we can get. I mean, the reason I say that is because I need to do that. I did that. I'm working on continuing to do that. But like I say, I'm a work in progress, just like any of y'all that are watching today on the Native Wellness Institute Power Hour. I am nowhere near perfect. I don't know everything. I don't know anything. Everything I've been taught has been from my elders, from researching, reading, visiting with each and every one of you, sitting down at a dinner table and just getting to know the secrets and the understanding of the tribes and understanding of the traumas and all those things. And my role in all of this really is to say, oh, and then regurgitate into something maybe that will click with you, or to help you get through a certain aspect in your life, to share with you, to say, hey, have you ever thought about this traumatic experience, and how that you might not be the only person that's going through the trauma, but there's this intergenerational trauma that's happening as well, and we need to reverse that stuff and start thinking about the epigenetics of what we're going to pass on to our kids. And we can start working on that now. And a lot of people think you have to go to a retreat. Some people think you have to go hike or Mount Sentinel, or Mount whatever, Rainier, I don't know, Mount Everest, like I don't think it has to be that extreme. It could be just as simple as breathing. I don't think we do that enough. We don't sit down and we don't meditate enough to shut our minds off, to focus on our breath, and just to breathe in what our bodies, our minds, and our cells, our little cells in there, and our little neural networks are wanting. So we have to really think about stuff like that, because it's vital to our bodies, our minds, our spirits to become better. Not really necessarily for our kids or for our partners or for the human race, but for ourselves. We deserve to breathe more deeply and let go of what the traumas that we're holding on to. And I'm a prime example of that. There's some stuff like, oh man, I think it was last night, right? I think it was last night, and I was sitting there, and I was going through a little bit of breathing exercise, and I was like, man, what's going on? Geez, just really thinking like, man, I'm not 100%. Like, what's going on? And all these things started coming up that I haven't let go of, that I thought I did let go of, but I didn't. And that stuff, in addition to this other stuff, is coming, and it's dampening my spirit. It's dampening who I am as a person. It's crazy. It really, really is crazy. But through these breathing techniques that I've been doing, I feel like, I don't know. I'm not opening the floodgates, obviously, but the gates are slowly opening a tad, so that I can realize slowly but surely what I really need to let go of, and just process that and just say, I'm done with it. I don't need that. I want to manifest positivity and greatness in my life. I don't want to carry garbage or baggage that doesn't suit me now. Because right now is all that really matters. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not even 20 years back. All that trauma stuff, it doesn't matter. But it does help you understand and work through the things that you've been through, knowing where it came from. And to say, okay, I understand that. And now I'm ready to let it go because I'm ready to move to become a better person. And when I breathe, I feel like I can understand and let go of a lot of those things when I breathe. Oh, that's another thing I was going to tell you. So when I was doing that one Niraj Naik, I think that's his name, from that Soma breathing, I first started doing it and I was like, in for two, out for four, in for two. And I did it. I got there. And then it told you to hold your breath. And I forgot to tell you this part. It tells you to hold your breath. So and I start holding my breath. And it's telling you, if there's a need to swallow or to let go of something or whatever it may be. I don't know. And this flood of emotions, not even flood, just these emotions came, and I started like laughing and crying at the same time. It was crazy. I wasn't like but it was just like laughing, and then there's crying, then there's laughing, and then I was like, oh god, that's crazy. What the heck happened? Like what's going on? I was doing that, and I just sat with it. I'm like, wow, like there is something that I need to freaking seriously let go of. And I don't know why it came out as that, but my body was telling me like, you got some stuff to let go of. I don't know if my voice really, or my body has a voice like that. Maybe it's like, you got some stuff to let go. I don't know what my body sounds like, but that's it was crazy. It was yeah, it was crazy. And so I guess, so again, when Jillian asked me to say, what did you want to talk about today? I just, again, same thing. It was just, I want to be able to talk to the viewers who are during this power hour able to connect or relate or understand how important what I'm going through and they're possibly going through, or they know somebody that is going through what I'm working on, is going to be vital to them, and that they can, apply to their lives. And obviously, we all need to breathe. But how we breathe and paying attention to how we breathe is so important. Example, we have this. So this is something I use, but I haven't been using a lot. And this is something that I used to use a lot, like a lot. And I noticed that I wasn't. But guess what? As I was doing all these breathing exercises, guess what you do with this? You rhythmic breathe with this. Or when you sing, you breathe, you're rhythmic breathing, right? And maybe you're sitting in your car and you're singing a song and you're just like, I don't know. I don't even know what song. Sorry, I don't know if you guys got that. Someone was trying to call. But you rhythmic breathe when you sing. Then you rhythmic breathe when you play this. And you're and I'm literally holding my breath but letting out a little bit, like that was one breath. And I just took a breath. And then I go. Essentially that's what you're doing, really. It's crazy, And right there, I feel relaxed. That was 3 deep breaths, and I played through each breath. Then I took an inhale, and I played another one, and I played another one. So essentially, I was doing this already. And I remember when I play for crowds or even during my comedy shows and I feel so much like just relaxed. And then so connecting everything, I'm like, duh, like our people, everybody. I mean, really, I think people that in the past were already connected with that. And so there's this disconnect with a lot of us in terms of just simply breathing, whether we're singing, whether we're playing instruments, whether we're just intentionally meditating. We are disconnected from just straight breathing. So we have to realize how important breathing really comes and how important to understand we are not breathing like we should be breathing. We are not doing what we need to do to enhance our lives through breath. Again, like I said, we're so distracted in everything else, And if we think about it, okay, I'm always going through the medicine wheel thing, spiritually. Well, there we go. Spiritually, what are you doing with the breathing technique and in spirituality? Mental, emotional. How is that breathing going to help you mentally and emotionally? Is it going to allow you to relax? Is it going to allow you to understand things? Socially, I honestly thought about, doing a Zoom, putting up a YouTube video, and we're all just breathing together for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, socially coming together and just breathing. Or maybe there's somebody that wants to do a yoga instruction. Maybe that's something Native Wellness Institute could look into, is maybe doing a community breathing session or a community yoga session where we're all kind of on the Zoom, but we're all doing it together, that energy. Maybe we're all just praying together on the Zoom. I don't know, because we're not able to do that on. We will, but just right now at this moment, we're not really. So that's kind of what I kind of led up to me into thinking, this is what we really need to start thinking about in terms of breath. Or when we pray. You ever hear someone pray? And they have this rhythmic praying, like so, that's an example. How we just automatically breathe when we're in a sense of calmness or we're in a sense of when we're allowing our bodies to be relaxed, and we naturally will take deep breaths. But when we're all tensed up, we breathe like really shallow. It's like, so now we're taking more carbon dioxide than we are taking in oxygen, supposedly. Some might say. I don't know the research or the science behind that. But we don't breathe in. Okay, so that's an example. I'm gonna go in here. Oh, I don't know. I got this in Denver. This flu. Let me see. It says high spirits. Who asked me? Herberta. High spirits is the one I got it from. But there's so many people where you can go. Thank you, Janine. Thank you for inspiration and related to your story on many levels. Looking forward to returning to breathwork. Yes, go to breathwork. Do it. Work it. Wu Wee. Sorry, Winnebago on Kauai. Sorry. Beautiful, articulated breathwork sharing. You're welcome. Very relatable and important. Yes, very, very. Breathwork is important. I tend to yawn when I process emotions, but only if I don't allow tears to flow. It's something that tells me I need to let go of things. Nateo. Thanks. Have a great solstice. Perfect time to breathe and let go. Hey, that's true. It is the solstice time, so you guys should practice breathing tonight. Put in like a 2-minute meditation or longer if you can. Yes, letting go of illusions, your imagination, the things that are not real, but your mind tends to make it real. And your mind does not know the difference between reality and non-reality, imagination. It doesn't. You ever, when you're dreaming and then there's a ball that comes at you and then you flinch, your mind thought that was real when it actually wasn't. It was imagination. So think about that. Manifesting, A lot of people say you can rewire your brain. So after you breathe and you're meditating and you're maybe throwing out some affirmations to the universe or to your grandfathers, grandmothers, whoever, creator, and you're saying these are the things that I am praying for. And some people say if you're always praying for this negativity stuff, then the negativity is what you're always going to get. But if you switch your mind and switch the neural pathways in your brain through breath, your brain or your mind can think differently. It can say, oh, this is what we're doing, and this is how we're going about it. This is positive. This is great. This. I'm not praying for sickness. I'm praying for healing. I'm praying for and seeing the healing happen, not seeing the sickness, but seeing the healing happen. Seeing yourself in a position that's going to create positivity and greatness for you. Seeing that as you breathe and you meditate, seeing and manifesting things in your life that you want to happen in a good way rather than manifesting things that you don't want to happen. So there's a difference between those two where you don't see the things, these are the things I don't want to happen, and then you pray. Like, no, some people say try not to do that. Try to see the things that you want to happen and the healing and the greatness that can come along with that, and seeing that rather than seeing the negativity. Because your mind, again, is really powerful. And if you allow it to see things, greatness, healing, breathing, relax, stress-free, what does that look like for you? What is breathing? And when you breathe, what does it look like to you? So when I breathe, there's some mountains here, and it's called Mission Canyon, and there's little rocky mountains here. And there's some certain points in those mountains where I like to sit down and I like to meditate or I like to breathe. And that's where sometimes my mind goes. And that's calming to me. That's relaxing to me. That allows me to escape, and understand like, oh, okay. You could just take your mind there. That's what I do. I take my mind there. I don't even need to be physically there, even though it's like 30 miles down the road right now. I could totally go there, and I should. Actually, maybe I will. But go there and just sit there and just, man, one of the most beautiful sounds to me, honestly, and it's probably from my fasting experiences, is sitting in the mountains, especially in the little Rockies over there, and hearing the wind, breath, Mother Earth, breathe through the trees. Like, and you could tell each gust is stronger than the other. It's crazy. And you're just like, that's how I am anyways. I'm just like, like it even see, okay, there's another thing. I imagine something positive, breathing, earth breathing, Mother Earth breathing, seeing it happen. And then my body got emotionally charged right now and got a rush of some feel-good hormones, endorphins, dopamine, what's the reward one? Anyways, it got a rush of it, and I'm just like, I smiled about it because I just envisioned it. And it made me feel so much better. That's crazy. So anyways, so there's another reason where maybe you can breathe, get your body to relax, get to that point where you relax, and then start imagining, start manifesting the things you want in your life, the healing you want to happen in your life. What does it look to feel healed? What does it look to feel happy? What does it feel like to be prosperous? What does it feel like to have these things come to you in your life? And what does it feel tangibly? And maybe your senses is smelling and seeing and hearing and all these things. Allow your body to engulf that, because we do that with our trauma. We do that with our trauma. We go through all the sensories of our traumas, and then we live with those sensories. We live with that trauma, not realizing we can rewire our brains to think differently if we allow it and we practice it enough to say, this can happen. This is happening for me. And your brain's like, oh, okay, well, we'll let go of those thoughts and those patterns, and we'll come back to this one because this one seems like it's really nice. So now when the things are happening, your brain starts firing off. Instead of half empty, it goes half full, okay? Half glass, half full, kind of the mentality. Instead of pessimism, you go into optimism. And you can really do that, I think, with breath. because now you're relaxing your mind, you're relaxing your spirit, you're relaxing your body to just allow it to be where it's at. And now it's there. And now you can look into the future and say, that's what it says. You can appreciate and have gratitude in this point of where you are right now in this life. This is where it's at, and this is where I'm supposed to be, and I love life. Life is not hard. Life is beautiful. Life is great. And you don't even say life is hard. You don't even want to bring that negativity into it. You don't even say it. Life is great. Life is grand. I love my life. Life is beautiful. Nothing but positivity. Don't bring in any negative. Don't say life is not hard. I don't have an anxiety no more. I don't have no stress no more. You don't say that. You just leave all that stuff out. And you just say, man, it feels good to feel happy. It feels good to be free. It feels good to let go. It feels good to breathe deeply. It feels good to feel so light and all those things. You know what I mean? I mean, so that's what I'm working on. Okay, so that's why I did what I did today is the breathing thing, because I think it really opens up different neural pathways to allow you to think differently rather than a certain way you've always thought. And it's worked for me. I've looked up stuff on YouTube. I've looked up stuff on the internet. I've Googled research stuff. I did all the stuff that I needed to do. I put it into work, and for not anybody else, but for myself. And I encourage you guys to maybe start that journey for yourself to look into what breathing can do for you and to try it, to follow a guided meditation, to follow the little app that I have with Wim Hof. You know, try that out with that Naik, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, with the Soma breath, you know. Those are things that you can do on your own. You could do it, you know, anywhere. You could go, if your kids are stressing you out and you need to go deep breathe for 2 minutes, go to your car, turn on this thing, connect it to Bluetooth or whatever you need to do, and just sit there and breathe. You will come back in a calmer person, okay? Yeah. So, there's another guy named James Nestor. I'm still just kind of reading up on this guy, James Nestor. You can look up on YouTube as well, but he wrote a book about breathing, how important breathing is. And it's really good. So far, it's been really insightful about how breathing. He wrote a book about breathing. Like, people are like, how are you going to write a book about breathing? Like, really, when people tuned in, they're probably thinking, oh, breathing? Oh, okay. But I know there's 64 people, if that's who we have, and they're interested because breathing pertains to you, about how important it is for you to breathe effectively and efficiently so that your body can heal itself or continue, or to give us the best option or the best possibility to be the most functional in your life. But you need to do that work. You need to do it. I can't breathe for you. No one else can breathe for you. You have to do your work. But it's simple. It's not that hard. This isn't where you have to go to get a counselor. You don't. I mean, I encourage somebody to go talk to somebody because I need to. And I didn't realize I really needed to until I started breathing. And I'm really, oh, dang, I need to go talk to somebody. I really need to let go of some stuff. Not to push it back to them, but just say, I need just to talk about it. Because now we don't talk about it nowadays. We just sit in our phones, we type about it, we relate to it, but we don't ever really talk about it. And you know, as human beings, especially natives, we love to talk. Not necessarily gossip, but we just love to talk and laugh and cry and tease. And we don't get that a lot nowadays. And sometimes we block ourselves or block our healing, our own process of being as best as we can, because we feel like we don't want to invade or we don't want to, obviously, you know, carry on things. But we got Zoom, we got a phone call, we got things we can do. We could write, we could do things. We don't always have to hold on to it. And breathing is just another way of letting go. Okay. So let's work on it if you guys are down with it. This is where I wish I had Zoom. Let me go through this real quick, because as soon as I get done with this little breathing exercise, then Lisa Labor said she is a Wim Hof believer. See, there's some people that really know who Wim Hof is, and a lot of people really tie into what he's saying. And again, Lisa, look at that Niraj Naik from Soma Breathing. Check him out too. I mean, supposedly Wim Hof and that Niraj, sorry, are buddies. So I don't know, and they kind of go off of each other. But full body scans, yes, tightening muscle groups while breathing and fall asleep every time. Good for you, Z. Yep. I do that sometimes, and I just there it is. I'm releasing. Full body scans are always good. You are doing an awesome job. I truly enjoy listening to you and being reminded of the things that I've let myself get away. Don't agree. Yes, Lisa. I don't know if I don't know if we're pronouncing it Lisa or a really fancy horn. The sound of the ocean does it for me. Yeah, mine's the wind. Yours is the ocean. Yeah, serotonin. There it is. There's like all serotonin, dopamine, all those things. Yes, breathe, spirit, exhale toxins. Yes, I'm going through a tough time today. This video is exactly what I need. Jolene, breathe. Jolene. Yeah, anyways. Hey, Kasey, your flute, where can I get one? Okay, anyways. Hello, everybody again. Learning through meditation. Okay, I'm just going through. Okay, cool. I don't want to bore you. Okay, here we go. Thank you, guys. I'm off. I want to make sure I covered everything. Breathe. Research breathing. Just breathe deeply. Oh, there's patterns you could do. There's another one where you could go in four. Hold breath for 7. And then out for 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 4. Hold for 7. And out for 8. Then there's another one 4, 4. There's 2, 4, 4, 2. You do your research. You figure out what type of breathing works for you, or just sitting there and just breathing from your diaphragm, not from your chest, from your diaphragm, from your belly. So a lot of people like hold your chest here and hold your belly. You know what I mean? Hold your belly, and your belly wants to rise before this, and that'll illustrate that you're breathing through your belly or through your diaphragm. But I like Wim Hof and Niraj, or they always say like a circular. So like, here comes the breath from the belly up and then out. When they come belly in and then out. Okay, and that really helps people's stress levels so much, because we flood our body with the toxins of maybe CO2. We don't give ourselves the appropriate energy to fire off on all cylinders. But breathing itself really has so many benefits that you will be rewarded for. And remember to not give up if it doesn't work for a couple days. Okay, don't say, oh, it's not working. You have to continue to do it. Like anything, you can't just go lift weights, 5-pound weights, and then 2 days later go lift 50-pound weights and say, oh, because I didn't do it, the 5-pound weights weren't working. That's you can't do that. You have to train to get to a point that's going to benefit you, and to build strength within your spirituality, mental, emotional, your social, your physical dimensions of your life. You can't just give up on things. You got to stay committed to it and see where it takes you. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But at least give it a chance, and don't give up on it after 1 day or 2 days. Really give the deep breathing a chance to kind of start working. Some people can feel it the minute they do it. They can feel it. Some people can't feel it until 3 days. I don't know. That's an example. We all have these different thresholds or tolerances that we have and we go through. But I'm telling you, if you continue to breathe deep and learn to shut off the mind and be okay with your breath and be okay with the situation that you're in right now, show gratitude, feel the air, inhaling and exhaling, feeling it in and out. Feeling the air come in through your nostrils or your mouth and out. And that's another thing people say, is a lot of us have become mouth breathers, which there's some science stuff kind of going on. Like, it's better to breathe through your nose than your mouth. I got to do more research in terms of that. But again, okay, so here we go. Yes, good information, awesome presentation. There we go. Okay, cool. Yes, okay. Anxiety is a whole nother topic, okay? But this will help, I think, in my opinion, relieve anxiety. I really do. But there's a lot of anxiety like that stuff. There's a lot of anxiety there that we need to start taking care of, because anxiety is obviously a fear of what might happen. You know what I mean? and it's unrealistic because it's like holding on to our past, and it's like that's the past. That's work our butts off to let go of all that trauma that we've carried all our lives. And again, like I said, the breathing will really get your mind into a state where you're able to start letting go or to start realizing what you need to let go of. So understand that. Okay, here we go. I want everybody, if you're there, all 53 of you, Jillian, we are getting some good feedback on, so maybe that's something we could talk about, maybe a group-led breathing exercise or meditation for our people. But yeah, anyways, okay, here we go. Take a deep breath in, everybody. You could be sitting up, you could be lying down, you could be reclined in a chair. It doesn't matter. Take another deep breath in. And then out. If you feel tightness anywhere, just pay attention to it. Realize, say, hey, tightness. What's up? Take another deep breath in. And then out. Tell the tightness, I don't need you. You can go now. But thanks for being there and protecting me and watching over me. Let that tightness know that you're fine and you're okay. Do not fight it. Do not get frustrated with it. Just say, thank you, I don't need you. Same with anxiety. Say, thanks, anxiety, for being there and protecting me and watch over me. But I don't need you. But I appreciate you for teaching me and being there for me. But I don't need you right now because you're not serving a positive purpose in my life. And I only want positivity and greatness and healing in my life. Continue to take deep breaths. Another deep breath. Exhale. Another deep breath in. Out. In. Out. Sit back and relax. In, keep breathing deeply. In for 4, out for 4, in for 4, out for 4. Out. In. Out. In. Out. One more. Out. Another deep breath in. Let go. Another deep breath in. Let go. And you let go for today. So again, thank you guys so much. My name is Kasey Nicholson. Wasnakek. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Breathe, deep breathe. Look into deep breathing and be good to yourself. Be good to one another. Love one another. And take care. I am out and hope to see you guys around. Be well. Take care, you guys. Rooting for you guys. You got this.